Welcome to the Divine Gossip Podcast. I'm your host, Mackenzie Foster, a professional psychic medium, tarot reader, and spiritual mentor, here to provide you with the next steps towards your dream reality, along with clarity and deep validation while on your spiritual journey. I have an immense passion for all things paranormal, spiritual, and of course, having some super fun chats with incredibly knowledgeable people. In each episode, we will expand our minds, ignite our inner psychics, embrace our spiritual awakening journeys, and live a super grounded, witchy life. I hope you learned something new in today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Divine Gossip Podcast. Today, I have a very special guest with me, a beautiful goddess queen, Katelyn Fuller. Welcome.
Thank you.
I do want to say, if you're listening to the audio, definitely go to my YouTube channel and watch the video, because we do have video now if you're a video person. But Katelyn, why don't you introduce yourself so people know who you are and what you offer to the world?
Okay. Hi, my name's Katelyn. I'm a spiritual healer. I've been learning about spiritual healing for 4 years now. I have a business called Mystic Frequency Living, which is a spiritual wellness business. My social media internet name is Strawberry Shoddy.
I
Because
love
I'm learning
you.
how to be thank you. Because I'm learning how to be a music producer as well. So that's like my music producer name. Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
I
love
have some stuff made. It's not I haven't done anything with it because I don't I'm like learning to get better. Like it's not bad. Like I don't think it's bad.
no.
I just know it could be better. So I haven't done
Hi.
anything with it. But
Yeah, I love that. Okay,
thank
cool.
you.
I love
Um, I also would like to consider myself a comedian. I don't do stand up or anything like that, but I do. I have to say that in my Instagram bio. That way, if I say some, can I cuss on here?
absolutely, please.
Okay, that way if I say some wild shit, nobody like kind of like bats an eye.
Wait,
'Cause
that's so genius.
oh, thank you.
I think I'm gonna steal that from you. That's so genius.
No, please do.
Oh my God, I
That
love
way they
that.
can't. That way they can't look at your account and be like what the fuck? They said they were a spiritual healer. Why is she saying that or why is she posting that? Nah, I'm a comedian too.
That's why, yeah. That's so cool. I love that. Okay, wow,
Thank
you
you.
do so much. That's so cool. So the reason I wanted to have you on the podcast is because I feel like we're pretty similar. Like we're just two spiritual girlies, but that have a sense of humor and personality. You know what I mean? We're not all like
Yeah,
love and light, like
I
shout.
can't do that.
No, yeah, I can't do that either. It's sickening.
I did that for a little bit and then it backfired on me. So
Ooh, what
I
do
don't
you
work like that.
mean?
Oh, I mean, you just can't like I feel like if you stay stuck in that like love and light mindset, it puts in like if that works for people, then that's great. But like for personally, like for me and a lot of people that I've known and heard stories from, if you don't like you can't get stuck in that because there is a shadow aspect to everything.
Yeah.
And if you ignore it, it's just gonna keep coming back in different ways until the universe is like, nah, you really need to get it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
will get it.
Yes.
I mean,
Period.
maybe for some people it works, but personally for me, I don't believe that that
Yeah, me neither.
is the route to go.
Yeah, I totally agree. So you said you've been, I forgot exactly what you said, but would you say you had a spiritual awakening and then got into everything? You said it like you started something 4 years ago.
Yeah, I basically had my spiritual awakening 4 years ago,
Me
and
too.
it was crazy. It was wild.
It was very
It was a
crazy.
thing. I had my woke era where I thought that I knew everything, and then I kind of like got out of that, and then I found out I was psychic, and I found out I have these other abilities. And
Yeah.
it's been a journey. It's been a thing, but
Do you
yeah,
consider yourself a medium?
I do, but it's not something that I tell people straight up because like I don't have the most experience. Like I feel like I need to learn more from experienced people
Mm-hmm.
because when I figured it out, I kind of had to like teach myself how to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
because if people don't understand, they're gonna think that you're like not right in the head.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And like that's not what it is, but like you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Oh my God, yeah. So the title of this episode is Goddesses and Feminine Energy because I think I found you on TikTok, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Right?
I think you were on my For You page a few times, and I was like, oh, I need to follow her then.
Okay, okay. So yeah, we found
Yeah,
each
I
other
think
on
that's how it
TikTok.
happened.
I think so too. That sounds right. And but you were just talking about goddesses a lot, and then you came out with your Patreon goddess gang, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So this is her thing. Like she loves everything goddess, which is so cool. So I want to like talk
Oh,
about that. I want to talk about
okay, I'd love to.
yeah, like so when I see you do tarot readings and stuff on TikTok, you specifically call in goddess Athena most of the time, right?
Uh, for the tarot readings, it's mainly just spirit. Sometimes I do them with Goddess Athena though, if I feel called to. She's my main one.
Okay.
She's the one that I've definitely connected with the most. And there's been other ones that I've connected with like very specifically. Because I have a few different goddess decks and I like them all. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
Goddess Athena is definitely the one that I have connected with the most and that has shown herself the most. And Goddess Isis. That
Mm,
was the first one that I ever really connected with.
mm-hmm. Isn't goddess Isis Egyptian?
Yeah, she's on my wall. Can you see in the yeah, it's right. Can you see it?
Like the three posters?
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's sick. I gotta get more posters. Your room is so cool.
Oh, thank you. I just tore it out of this journal that I got. I remember I used to get these guided journals and there was a Goddess Isis one and I didn't really know what I was ordering. I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
So and I ordered it and I was like reading it. There's like a beginning and some information about her, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, "Oh, wait." And that kind of like started like my goddess awakening or whatever you call it.
Yeah, wait, I love Goddess Awakening. That's sick.
Oh, I like that. I've never said that before, but I like that.
I love that. Oh my
That
God.
was it. Yeah, that was really good.
That was really good. Yeah.
Me being a little cocky, it's okay.
So when did you start working with goddesses? Like when you had your spiritual awakening, or did it take some time?
It definitely, so I had my spiritual awakening in like March of 2020.
Same,
I'd
literally.
say end of 2021 was when I started to like learn about them. Because when I started, it was mainly like subconscious work
Okay.
and like government propaganda. And that was like and like manifestation. That was like the beginning of the stuff that I started to learn. Then I got into tarot. I bought myself a tarot deck, and that's when I learned like psychic. Um,
Yeah.
I remember I started giving my friends readings, and they were like, "Wait," and I was like, "Oh, okay, so this is something I can do." And then I started getting oracle decks. Um, I remember I bought a Divine Feminine oracle deck
Mhm.
end of 2021,
Okay.
and that's when I met Athena. Like
Amazing.
right, no, actually, the day that I got the deck, that's when I met Athena.
Athena is her dog for people listening, but
Yes, yes. By the way,
wait, that's so crazy.
I didn't even realize that. I just put two and two together because I was thinking about it. I was like, oh wait, that day that I went to Barnes and Noble, that's when I got that deck.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So, okay. So when you got into when okay, wait, I have two questions. First,
Okay.
what is your favorite deck
My favorite deck, like Goddess deck or just in general?
in general? But if you have multiple, that's okay too.
Um, my favorite angel deck, here, I'll grab it real quick. My herbalist gave me this one. I have to say it's my favorite. And then my favorite goddess deck, um,
I love that you have an herbalist, by the way. Like what an amazing thing.
oh, thank you. She's literally everything. She really saved my life. No, like on some real shit.
Yeah.
She gave me this one. It's messages from your angels. This is definitely like the staple
Yeah.
because I work with the angelic realm too.
Yeah.
So this is definitely my staple. My favorite goddess deck is probably the dark goddess deck.
That looks
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, and girl, it'll smack you in the face.
Oh, I love that.
It's perfect for shadow work. And then my favorite one in general right now is the magical spirit oracle deck.
Oh, that's so pretty. I
Thank you. This also has like a lot of feminine energy in it.
love.
Those are like I have to say those are like my top ones.
Oh my God, I have to get those. Those look really cool.
Please do. They're really, really helpful.
What is your sun, moon, and rising?
I'm a Leo sun, an Aquarius moon, and Pisces rising.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's it like being an Aquarius moon? Are you like so detached? You can like detach so easily?
I can stop caring pretty quickly,
Yeah,
but I don't really know what it means. I just know I'm a Leo,
which makes so
and
much
I,
sense.
yeah. Like I know that it makes sense that I'm a Leo, and like that's about it. And I've heard that like my Pisces rising makes me emotional, which also makes sense. I don't know much about the Aquarius moon though. I've just heard people say, "Oh, that makes sense."
Oh, okay, well that's good. Well, Pisces
Yeah.
risings, Pisces are super psychic, so not surprised.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, you're very psychic for sure.
Yeah.
So you started reading tarot and then obviously got into all the goddess stuff. Who do you currently work with? Just Athena, or are you dabbling in other goddesses' energies?
Um, I have two statues for Athena. I'd say right now I've been working with Athena the most,
Yeah.
honestly. I feel like Goddess Isis, and I don't want to say like our time is up, you know what I mean? But I feel like she's like a guide, but
Hmm.
she's not my main one right now, if that makes any sense. Like she was at one point.
Yeah, that makes
Because
a
I
lot.
remember one time I went, do you know what Asheville, North Carolina is?
Yes.
Well, I went there one day and I was like, okay, like if I get a deck, I think I said something about like there's gonna be ringing in my ears, or I said like a very, very, I think it was ringing in my ears.
Hmm.
And then I get a ringing in my ears and I look over and I see the Goddess Isis deck. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I was like, all right, I have to get that. I don't have it anymore. I lost it, but
What love that. That's so me. That's so me.
no, it disappeared. I left it at my friend's house and then she couldn't find it. And I was like, I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad. I was like, I guess she guided me. I have one of the cards hung up on my wall. I don't know if you're really supposed to do that, but it works for me.
Why not?
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you familiar with human design?
One of my therapists told me about that
Okay.
and I looked into it. Yeah, and it made sense.
Are you a manifesting generator?
I'm pretty positive. Yeah.
Okay. Me too. I was just wondering. Because you
Oh,
like what?
that makes sense though. That makes sense. I can see that.
Well, I just feel like we are good at a lot of different things. We have a lot going on and we're always doing something and like we can talk about anything. We
Yeah.
just have very like bouncy energy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
anyway. So right now I'm working with goddess Aphrodite and yeah, so I have an altar for her and then I have an altar for Hecate right now as well.
I like her. I had someone tell me one time that he thought that I was one of her like something. You know anything about the three heads?
Like her the three head like well she has like three forms like the maiden mother crone. Like
He
she has
said
three
I was
forms.
like one of the heads of Hecate reincarnated. I
Whoa.
didn't know what that meant.
Holy fuck. That'd be
I
so
didn't know what that
sick.
meant, but I was like, that sounds like a really, really big deal. I was like, thank you. But like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty big deal. That's so funny. Oh my god. Wait, that's so funny. Yeah, so I've been working with them. I have an altar for both of them. I want to ask you, like so many questions about working with the goddess. You said you have, do you have like an altar for Athena? Is that what you said?
Wouldn't say it's an altar, but here, I'll show you the statue.
Okay. Oh wow, that's sick.
I have on my desk, I have all my decks and just all like my, I wouldn't like, I call it my altar, but it's also, I don't know. It's not like your traditional altar, but it works for me. Like I just have all my stuff on there. And I remember one time one of my friends from yoga, she came in my room and she sat down in front of my mirror, which is right next to my desk, and she got this like loud ringing in her ears.
What?
Yes. And she was like, "You created a portal over here." And I was like, "Oh, I definitely did."
That's so cool. That makes
It
total sense.
was it was wild. And then she was like, "Do you like has anyone like passed away recently?" I was like, Yeah.
Wait,
Like it wasn't super recent, but I was like, yeah, like I definitely know who that could be. And she was like, well, he's with you. And I was like, shit.
I love doing that to people.
Right?
I
No,
love
I do that
people.
too.
I love being a psychic.
Statue too. What is many more? I keep it next to my bed.
Oh, that's cool. I like that one.
Right? That's the one that Athena likes to get in front of.
So how would you say, so why don't you tell us who goddess, what goddess Athena stands for?
What can I tell? I want to tell the story on how I like connected with her.
Yeah.
So, basically, so my best friend, we've been friends for almost 10 years. And one day he told me, he was like, me and Jeff was his dad. And he was like, me and Jeff are getting another dog. I was like, oh, I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like, no judgment. But I was like, I was thinking about it and I was like, that's kind of crazy. Like, their dog that they have now is already kind of nuts. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
that'll be interesting. And then that's when I remember they almost didn't get her.
Hmm.
Like Jeff paid $3,000 for her and like traveled like 3 states over to pick her up or something. And I that's when I met her the same day that I got that Divine Feminine deck. And
Hmm.
I remember like they were like, Athena's a goddess, like a Greek goddess. And I was like, oh. And she wasn't in that deck, but I thought it was interesting that that was like the same day that I started getting into that stuff. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And Athena loved me. She was obsessed with me. She was all over me. Like she was like a small puppy and she kept crawling in my lap and like
Oh.
she loved me. And I don't know, I had a feeling. I was like, something is telling me that she's gonna end up being mine.
Hmm.
And I just knew. Like I just knew. And fast forward like 9 months later, I moved in with them because I had my little angsty phase and I was like, well, I'm 18 now. I'm leaving. Like, so I had the whole basement to myself and she literally like was obsessed with me. Like she would sneak down into my room, like she'd run down there. If I wasn't there, she'd go looking for me. And I was like, oh wow, I was like, oh, this is my new baby. Plus my childhood dog had just passed away. And if I was having a hard time with that, she'd like always try to be near me.
Aw.
And I peeped it. And I was like, huh, that's kind of like, I was like, that's cool. And
Yeah.
then Jeff was like, she's yours now, Katelyn. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, so that's kind of how I like started to connect with her. I didn't really connect with the spirit until later because like a few months after I moved in, um, Jeff passed away. Jeff was his dad. Jeff was Jacob, my best friend's dad.
Hmm.
And he basically adopted me. I mean, I had been going over there for like years, and he was like, "You're like my daughter," and I was like, "Oh, you're like the dad that I never had."
Yeah. Yikes.
And no, yeah, and so he passed away. I didn't have her for like 2 months because I was trying to like figure out if I could bring her back home with me or not. And eventually one day, because I would miss her so much, like so much. And I remember one day I was over at uncle's house for New Year's Eve, and Athena had been like, she was being really bad and was like tearing up stuff, and
Mhm.
she ate the cable box, and they're like, all right, we're getting rid of her. And I was like, oh, and they asked me if I wanted her, and I was like, well, of course I do. I
Mhm.
was like, I just don't know what my mom's gonna say. And I was drunk, and I agreed to taking her home, and the next
I love that.
and then the next morning I brought her back home. I literally got all her stuff. I bring her back, and my mom was livid, livid. She was like, "What made you think that you could bring a dog home?" Because I didn't ask. My thought process was like, "Oh, like she might say no, so let me just bring her." And like, like she'd see how
Yeah.
happy I am, and she wouldn't be able to say no. Sounds
It
terrible.
worked, obviously, right?
But no, she made me take her back, and she said you need, yeah, because I had like just moved in like 2 months ago, but I still hadn't got all my shit set up. Like I
Mhm.
still had all my shit everywhere because I was like had a thyroid disease and I had no fucking clue. Like I just found out right like right before I brought Athena home. And so I was like, obviously having trouble like getting shit done. And she said you need to clean up your room and you need to clean up your car and then you can bring her back. So that's exactly what I did.
That's a
I,
good
I got that.
call.
I got that done in a day. That was my
Oh, yeah.
motivation. I like I like looked at my mom dead in the eyes and I said, if you don't let me bring her back, I'm never gonna forgive you.
That's so fair. It's
No,
so
it's
valid.
terrible. It's terrible. But it worked. I don't condone that, by the way. But like in that moment, I really felt obviously like I would never say something like that to somebody again. Like that's very manipulative. But like,
Yeah.
yeah. So then I brought her back, and then I started seeing owls in broad daylight outside my house.
Wow.
And I started reading more about Goddess Athena because I was like, huh, there's like something to that. Because I knew like the owl was her spirit animal. And I started reading, and it was about like power and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things that resonated with me. She was like born from Zeus's head, and she always like hung, like she was always with the gods. Like she didn't really hang around the goddesses a whole bunch. And I don't know for sure why, but I've read a lot of stuff about it was because like she never had a lover. She never like she was more focused on like wisdom and warcraft than like, you know,
Love.
a
Yeah.
lot of other feminine stuff. And like that's like always been like me. I don't want to say me, but like that's always been like more like my thing because I grew up around dudes. I grew up around my dad and my brother and my uncle most of the time. Like, and then I moved in with Jeff and Jacob, so I was always around guys. And like, I've always had guy friends, and like, I was like, oh, like that really resonates with me. That makes me feel a little less like weird.
Yeah, that's a really interesting parallel for sure.
No, right? And Jeff was always telling me he'd be like, Caitlin, get it together. Like, you're better than that. Come on. Like, and not in like a condescending way, and a like, come on, like, pick yourself up. Like, you're smart. You know what I mean? Like use
Absolutely.
your brains. Like
Yeah.
don't like fall into shit. Like he was always about that. And when he passed away, he was guiding me a lot. And that's when I noticed Goddess Athena too. And like they definitely work together. And I find it so interesting.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Sorry if I sound out of breath. It's just like I feel like I need to say everything and it's kind of like making me like but it's a lot of energy. So
You
it's okay.
don't you don't sound out of breath at all. You
Okay, I was like worried about that. I was
no, you don't at all. At all.
like, okay,
Sounds great.
okay.
No, that's
But
really
yeah, that's
cool.
basically, and then I started seeing, oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I just thought that's really cool. Keep going.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I started seeing like things like on my For You page about Goddess Athena,
Mm.
and I think halfway into this year or last year, I think it was this year, or no, maybe like beginning of this year. That's when I really, really started to like pay more attention and connect with her more. And I remember I got a download from her in a cacao ceremony that I was at last year, like about a year ago around this time.
Interesting.
Like that was the first time she had ever come to me.
Yeah. How
Like
did
she'd
you know?
show herself, but like in a specific like you know what downloads are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it like never like that specific.
Okay. Did
Yeah,
she
so that was around like the first time that I ever got like a very the owls were pretty crazy.
That is really crazy.
It was pretty crazy.
That's really crazy.
Like in broad daylight,
No, yeah.
like just chilling on the basketball goal outside my house.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That sounds pretty rare and very
Yeah.
obvious. Yeah.
There was one that flew in front of my car one time too.
That's
Hmm.
really cool. Yeah. I don't even remember last time I saw an owl. I don't think I've ever seen an owl in person ever. You're
Yeah,
like, Sam.
I hadn't seen that until then.
So, have you ever like sat in meditation and a goddess comes to you or Athena comes to you like in as an image, or have you ever seen her show up as a being?
I don't really see things like that.
Okay.
I more so like sense and feel and hear. Like I kind of have this thing that like goes off in my ear that kind of like tells me or I've gotten a few visions. I've gotten a few visions. But or I feel my third eye buzzing,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never gotten like a super big image, if
Yeah,
that
that
makes any
makes sense.
sense.
That makes a lot of sense. There's certain, as you know, there's certain clairs that are more
Yeah.
common than others, so that makes total sense. Do you think goddesses are literally like giant beings in the sky, or they're just an energy stream that you can like tap into? Like, what do you think they are?
Hmm, that's a good question. You know, I've heard people say that they're fallen angels and that they like work with the devil and shit, and I just don't claim that. Like I don't something about that ideology, like I get there's parts of the book of I've heard that the book of Enoch talks about that. Like it's like the part of the Bible that was left out. I don't I don't know. I don't think that that's obviously like there's different gods and goddesses and you know, a lot of the gods they were doing some weird shit, like some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
Like weird. And some of the goddesses too, they were just bitches, but like
yeah,
respectfully, as respectful as I can get. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No, you're right.
but I don't know. I mean, I guess I feel like they're just with us. Like, I don't know how I would describe it
Yeah.
because
I was
I feel
talking to
like
my mom about this a while ago. I was like, "Do you think gods and goddesses are like cuz have you ever seen Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief and the Sea of Monsters?"
no, but I've heard of that from a lot of people, and they've told me I needed to watch it.
Yeah, definitely watch it cuz it's all of the goddesses and gods' sons and daughters. So the daughter of Athena is one of the main characters. So she talks about
It
her
has
I
a
don't
daughter.
I don't know for sure. I don't know if the movie made it up or what, but
I've never heard of that. I feel like the movie. I could be wrong, but I feel like the movie made that up.
I mean, they most likely did for sure.
Yeah, because she never seen her like be with anybody. That was like her main thing. Anyways, continue.
So, yeah, her name's like Annabeth or Annabelle or Annabeth, yeah, in the movie. But they show like the gods and goddesses, their parents, like as big giants in the sky, like in heaven. It's like they're literally
Yeah,
like big ass
I think
humans.
so. I'd like to think
I mean,
that
yes,
that's what it is. That's like the coolest thing. Because like I mean, anything we give power to,
that's
it
true.
can be. I believe in fairies.
Same, same.
Like anything.
Yeah, because it's like I just believe that they're in different dimensions and we just can't see them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you know I respect people having certain religions and not believing that certain things are real. I mean, if that's their thing, that's their thing. But
Yeah.
I really do truly believe that every being is real and it's just like what we let into our space and what we don't.
I completely agree because it's like why not? Why wouldn't they be real? There's
Right?
nothing.
And people have so many personal experiences, like spiritual experiences with like angels and
Yeah.
goddesses and gods and like heaven and like you hear these wild stories, and there's no way that we're just making it up, and there's no way that it's a coincidence.
I agree.
Like, absolutely. I remember one time I was literally thinking about Jeff. I was like, damn, like I miss him. And I was thinking, and I was like, he's around me. Like I can feel him. All of a sudden, one of my signs that he's around is the Alabama football A, because that was
Okay.
his favorite football team. Yeah. There, a dude walks in with a camo hoodie, and it has a big ass A on the front,
Oh
like the
wow.
Alabama A. Camo was also his thing because he liked to hunt. That's why he got Athena. She was meant to be a hunting dog. She
Okay.
is so mischievous. I don't think that's ever going to happen. I have tried to train her. I just don't think that's her path. It's okay.
In her
But
soul
that was like,
podcast.
right? That was her purpose. And that's where like he got her name because she's the goddess of war. And yeah. So the camo hoodie automatically, I was like, oh, that's hello.
Yeah, I mean, how
Like,
do you
hey
explain
Jeff, what's up? Like that was
that?
very, very obvious. Then the dude asked, like, because I'm a cashier, he asked for me to grab the same dip that Jeff used.
Wow. That's crazy.
And I was like, I snagged a picture of it. I didn't get the dude's face in it, but while he wasn't paying attention, I was like, I sent it to Jacob. He was like, dude, I was like,
That's so
this is
crazy.
crazy. It
Yeah.
was crazy. That's probably the craziest like run up I've had. But
Yeah.
it's like it's stuff like that that you're like, okay, that's just too specific.
Yeah. How do you
You
explain
know what
that?
I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Right?
saying it's a coincidence is not only like such a boring explanation, but it's like so lame. It doesn't make any sense.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
I
So
get sometimes things happen. It's like, oh, that was a coincidence. But
yeah.
like, because I don't think you can give meaning to everything either, because then that's how like spiritual psychosis will start.
That's true. Yeah, because you
Like,
start
and
thinking,
I've been down that road. Like,
oh, same. It gets
can't look,
obsessive.
yeah, you can't. And that's why, like with the For You page tarot readings and stuff like that, like I don't, I do them obviously, but
Same.
the ones that are like, if this is on your For You page, this is definitely for you. It's a
Yeah.
sign. Like they're so abrasive, and I think abrasive is the right word.
Well,
I
they're
think
just
it's what
so sure of themselves, and it's just like it's not going to be for everyone.
no, and it almost feels aggressive sometimes. I'm like,
There's so much pressure to like absorb the message. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I like about our tarot readings is we're like, don't make anything fit where it doesn't fit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's why, like, I don't know, because I'm all here for the internet, but I wish like more people would like learn how to use it properly, especially when working with like magic and stuff. Like, I see a lot of fear mongering
Mm,
content when it comes to spirituality, and I had my whole spiritual awakening or whatever. Like, I remember that era of the woke part of everything. Do you remember? I don't want to like name drop or anything, but do you remember Spiritual So? I think
no.
that's how you said. Okay, well, he would like post videos, like respectfully. I don't think he posts anymore. Like, I hope he's all right. Like, this is no disrespect, but like he would post videos talking about how there was going to be a food shortage and there was going to be power outages and like the whole world was going to shut down and like he'd
Oh,
be
I,
like, this end of this year, end of this year. This was like 2020. I really like I watched that shit and I dead ass believed it. Like I was like,
oh,
oh
that's
my God. I was like,
yeah.
it's stuff like that. And he had so many people like watching his videos and liking it and commenting. And then I'd go on TikTok and I'd see the same messages from a bunch of other people. Like they're like stock up on canned food. Like and
Dude, that's
I genuinely like
wild.
I was freaking out. And my mom literally told me, she's like, Katelyn, you need to get out of the house.
Go touch grass,
You
bitch.
need to go do something. And like, I don't know, it's stuff like that that I'm like, we truly like we can know, like we can sense when something's gonna happen. Like there's been many, many times where I was like, oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Because I get dream premonitions too. But like things like that, like there's always like a possibility of the course changing. And that's also something that I've taught myself, especially with the dream premonitions. Like sometimes I will get down those. It's like, oh, like if you do this, this is going to happen. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't do it, like you don't need to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had I've had dreams about like my exes before I even like met them.
Yeah.
And like I
That's
remember I'd remember those while I'd be like involved with them and be like,
yeah.
huh, like will it really? Yeah,
That's insane.
it can happen.
I
Yeah.
don't I think I have dreams like that. I think yeah, I definitely have dreams where I like my guides will show me how another person is feeling about me before they tell me or something. Like I can see into other people's energy before like because I don't know why, but for some reason, like for example, I just broke up with my ex like 2-ish months ago or whatever.
For you, girl.
Thank you. And
You're
I
welcome.
had this I had this dream the other day that he's not doing well. Like don't worry about him. He's not doing well because I was getting insecure about like just thinking like, "Oh, is he moved on already? Like did he just not give a fuck about the whole relationship? Like is he just like better than ever? Did I really drag him down that whole time?" And I had a dream like, "No, he's actually doing terrible and he needed you, but he failed." So, there we go. There's your closure. And I was like, "Thank you."
Sometimes, like, because I had a similar, it wasn't like I wasn't like committed. I had a falling out recently. Like, it wasn't anything like super, like, but
Yeah.
definitely disrespected me,
Yeah.
like, heavy, like,
Yeah.
ridiculously. And I know he's missing me.
Yeah.
I have dreams about it, like, often. And I'm like, well, hey, like, you did what you did. I can't.
Yeah, it's in your it's
And
all true.
that's happened with a lot of people I've been with. Like they will I had oh my God, no, I had someone do dark magic on me one time. That was crazy.
That's so scary.
That was crazy. I don't want to like I'm not gonna give details or anything because it is a
Okay.
little like yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell like part of it if you want to know.
Yeah, no, definitely do. Whatever you're
Okay.
comfortable.
Well, there was this one dude that I used to go out with and he was very like it I don't know what I was doing. Like
Same
he could have been
girl.
a lot nicer. Like he could have treated me a lot better.
I'm
And
sure.
and he tries to come around honestly quite often. Like he'll show up to my job sometimes and he'll just like be trying to like chit chat and I'm like, dude. And he'll be like and he'll be like telling me all the shit going on in his life and his life's a fucking shit show. And I'm like,
That's so
oh,
funny.
maybe you need to quit worrying about me and you know,
Get it together.
self-reflect.
Self-reflect. Yeah.
Like sometimes self-reflection, like because I get we all make mistakes. Like there's always room to learn. Like sometimes our trauma gets the best of us. Like I've definitely I used to be a little bitch like before I had like my awakening or whatever. Like there's
Yes.
definitely room to grow and but sometimes they just choose not to
Mm-hmm.
or they don't try or they think they can just come back without addressing things. I'm like, you really think? Like
Yeah.
you really think this is how it's gonna go? No,
Right. Right.
no. But no, the dark magic, I was hanging out with this coworker that I used to have. Because I've had fun fact, I actually can't keep a job.
I love that for you.
I can't keep a job. I've had the same one on and off. Like I'll leave for a little bit, then I'll go back because I just can't. Like I don't feel confined to that one and it works out really, really well for me. Like setting up my own shit and because obviously that's not my forever path. That's just
Yeah.
my school job because I'm getting my wellness coach and holistic nutritionist certification right now. So
What?
like that passes time. Like and it's good for me. But I swear any other job that I've had, it's just been crazy. And the first one I ever branched out and went to, I met this guy and he was a conspiracy theorist. And I was like, oh, he's into the same shit as me. So I thought it was okay. No, just because they don't like the government doesn't mean they're okay. Just because, and he said, "Oh, you're into magic?" I was like, "Yeah." just because they're into magic doesn't mean they're
So funny. Oh my God. That's so me. I'm like, oh, he's such a rebel. He's like into the same things as I am.
a little bad boy. And that's my problem. Is I like ones that are
Me
gets
too.
me into trouble. I've had to really lock in and be like, Caitlin, come on.
Lock in. Yeah.
I really
That's so funny.
it's
Everyone,
terrible.
I'm gonna be using blotting papers these next few minutes, so just ignore me, but keep talking.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. So we hung out for a few months. It was like we were besties. It was one of those situations where you didn't really know what was going on, but you knew something was going on. And the last time we hung out, he I'm not gonna get into like it's nothing like it is what it is. He
Mm.
didn't like I wasn't assaulted. Like I don't want it to sound like that. Like it wasn't anything like that. But he's like we're giving each other like Sharpie tattoos. And he's like, "Well, do you want runes?"
Wait,
And
do you
I'm like,
know what?
"Runes, like the witchcraft
Oh,
ones that
oh,
are."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Oh, like sure, why not?"
Yeah?
I didn't realize him writing it and him like doing his little magic touch. Like I didn't
Oh,
and it's not gonna be the magic touch that you're probably thinking of. Sorry,
no.
that's kind of inappropriate. It wasn't that. Like it was like I'm not even gonna say it because it's ridiculous. I don't want that. It was some crazy shit. Like it was crazy.
Wait, what are you saying? He wrote like a curse
I
on
told
you?
him to write abundance in rune letters because he was like, "Well, what do you want?" And I was like, "Well, do that." Because I was sitting there thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get some money." Like,
Wait, what?
and I was like, "It's
Oh,
on me."
abundance. Right, right.
I was like, "It's on me." Like, it shouldn't like he shouldn't do anything. But it was crossing my mind. I just didn't realize. And then he sealed it. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Wait, so
It makes me want to tell you what he did.
wait, yeah, there's like so like a huge difference.
No, it makes I might have to say it. I want to say trigger warning real quick. Is that okay?
Absolutely, that's fine.
Okay, trigger warning if you don't like trigger warning. It's crazy.
Okay.
He pulls a sewing needle out of his fucking bedside table and he pricks himself. And he and then he just wipes it on the runes on my arm.
Wait, he like used his
He
blood?
did blood magic on me.
What the fuck?
I know because I saw him doing it and I said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "What the fuck?" Keep in mind, we're drunk as fuck.
Oh,
I don't condone that, but like
oh yeah.
we should
No,
ridiculous, ridiculous. And he did that, and I was like, "What did you just do?" And
that's
he
insane.
said, "Don't worry about it." He's like, "That's how you finish it." And
Oh, no.
I was like, I was like, "Well, I've never heard of that before." He's like, "Don't worry about it. I didn't think you'd want to do it, so I just did it." Like so you didn't have to do it. And I heard that and I was like, that's weird. I was like, that's weird.
The fact that he was so casual about using his literal blood is so crazy.
Right? And
Wow. Wow.
no, yeah. Because I'm not into that. Like that's some like I don't dabble in that area.
I don't,
Um
I think that's a bit too intense for me. Yeah.
yeah, like I'm not in like that's not no. And no, and then we were sleeping in the same bed that night, and then I had a dream, and it was him. Like we were sitting in the same spot on his bed where we were when he did that, and he was telling me, he's like, "I want you to be with me. Like I want you to do everything with me. I want you to be just like me. Like just saying this crazy shit." And I remember waking up, and I
Fuck.
was like, "This is probably gonna be the last time we ever hang out." But
Yeah.
I didn't say like, and I remember I told Jacob about what happened, and he said, "Caitlin," he was like, "That's like some serious shit."
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Like, I was
I
like, because I didn't
mean,
think like anybody could. like, I was like that cocky person. I didn't think I was
Yeah.
really truly believing that I was so divinely protected that nothing bad could ever happen.
Yeah.
So I was like, and like that's just not reality. Like I really hate saying that because I do believe that I have a very anytime I almost get into some shit, I get out pretty quick. But
Yeah.
like I definitely like sense the presence of guardian angels. Like
Yeah.
shit definitely makes sense. That sounds bad. I'm not bad. I'm just a little degenerate, but that's okay.
Aren't we all? It just us. Just us.
But like, yeah, so Jacob was like, Katelyn, that's bad. That's bad. And I was like, all right, well, what do I do? You know what I mean? And I didn't know what to do. I just,
Yeah.
went about my life. Like
Yeah.
I remember I went and got an energy clearing done because I felt like I had started talking to a new guy and like this sounds insane, but I felt him pulling on my energy.
That
And
is
I was like,
happens.
okay, I need to get something done. I was like, because I thought that would like cut whatever the blood magic did. No, we did. Are you, can I say magic mushrooms on here?
Yeah, you can say anything you want. I just
Okay, yeah, we
talk
did. We
about
did.
like
We did mushrooms at one point too. So we had that like soul tie because that's
yeah,
a very, very real thing. That is a very real thing.
that's very intimate. Yeah.
So no, yeah, and I got the energy clearing done. My girl said that he was tugging at my solar plexus, and
Mhm.
she cut the cord. And it really did make sense, if we're being so honest, based off of like everything I was going through at the time. Like it made sense. And but for some like I felt very new, but for some reason I was like, that makes me wonder. I was like, was that connected to this or was it not? And months go by, and I was telling like some because there was a moment in time where spell work was a no for me. I was scared of that shit.
Mm.
I was like, I never want to. I did like the angel cards or whatever, but like I was like, hell nah to anything,
Yeah.
anything. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm staying away from it. Like, absolutely fucking not. And I remember I told like one of my like friends from my because I have like a spiritual group of friends in like my city. I was
Mhm.
telling them about it, and I was like, this is why like, so this is why I don't really be getting into that stuff. And like, cause I'm just not, and obviously like I wasn't experienced enough to even know what was going on. So that
Right.
also kind of freaked me out. I was like, okay, like I don't know entirely what I'm doing, like at the time. And like there's certain areas of witchcraft that I don't dabble in
Yeah.
just because I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not playing around with that shit.
Yeah.
But one of my he went one of my friends, he went in to like meditation for like a few minutes and he was like, have you tried? I don't know if I want to say that.
What is it like? What?
It's crazy.
Literally nothing you say will make me think you're crazy.
I know, but people that listen to this is gonna
I mean,
just because.
I don't think it's gonna be crazy.
Okay, I'm just gonna say a trigger warning right now. If you get triggered by like self-harm, like
Okay.
I wouldn't
Okay.
like, that's why I was like, I don't know if I want to say
Just trigger warning in general. Like we're gonna be talking about intense shit. Okay.
no, yeah, and it's like deep. It's deep. It's a thing. But he was like, "Well, have you ever thought of like picturing that energy going up to your finger and you're just pricking your finger a little bit and
Oh.
like just picturing it go out?" And I like heard that and I was like, that would probably fucking work.
Yeah, that
Did I
sounds
want
like
to?
actually nice to do.
Yeah. Did I want to? No, because like I'm like
Yeah.
back when I was like down bad years ago, like I was
Yeah.
was like, do I really? But I was thinking about it. I was like, all right, like we'll try it.
This is a good lesson though. Like, I feel like I've had times where people have tried to take advantage of my energy or take advantage of me in general. And I think that I'm so protected and like my angels will fuck you up. Like, but we still have to we still have the job as humans to make decisions and be picky about who we let into our energy. Like,
Yeah, and Yeah, and like our angels will fuck them up, but it's also like if you're not like paying attention to the red flags, because there were a billion red flags with that man.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
There
sure.
were a billion thinking about it all now. I just didn't give a fuck. Like I was just like
Yeah,
I was having fun. That's all I really cared about, and I didn't really think
yeah,
like he could be trying to harvest my fucking energy.
yeah.
And like when that kind of honestly, like I should have saw that. I should have saw what he was doing and been like, "You need to get away from me."
Yeah. Like,
like
now we
obviously, like
know.
yeah, now we know. You know what I mean? But but yeah, it worked. I felt like a new bitch after I did that. And then another year goes by, and I'm like, okay, like, why am I having the same problems? Because I'm not even like, I don't like, being straight up about this shit, but I had some shit happen where, like, my money was like, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I was like, what the actual motherfuck is going on right now? Because,
yeah,
like, I try to keep that, like, abundance mindset or whatever. Like, I fully, wholeheartedly believe in, like, manifestation science, but I was like, what the actual fuck is going on? And then earlier this year, I, um, I literally like my car got towed.
hmm,
Someone ripped me off. Like one of my friends, someone that I trusted, like ripped me off on like selling my Bonnery tickets. Cause like I wasn't even trying to go at that point. I just wanted to get other concert tickets, and I was like, well, let me use that money to buy these. And so I keep in mind, I bought the concert tickets thinking the money was gonna get replaced. She rips me off.
mm,
It's fine. Like it wasn't like I ended up like getting the money back. But it was like, in that moment, I was like, what
yeah,
the fuck? I was like, that's fucking $400. Like, that's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
that's like valuable money.
yeah.
And then some other shit happened, and I was like, what the fuck? And like my credit, I don't know. I thought my credit card payments were going through. I think I forgot once, and then I'll be so real. And then like my shit fucking my credit like the money that I owed doubled and like it was just a lot. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, something is not right here
yeah,
because I have never taken losses like that
yeah,
ever in my entire fucking life. And I didn't grow up with a lot of money. Like, I'll be so fucking for real. Like, I didn't, but I have never taken that kind of loss. Like, never. So I was like, what the fuck? I was like, something is not right. And then I didn't really like, I just knew something wasn't right. And then one day, I was thinking about it and I was like, do I need to do it again, but me write it? And you know what I mean? Like, I was thinking about it. And then I would see signs that Jeff was around and my angels were around, and I'd see a bunch of 222s and 777s. I was like, okay, I hear you loud and clear, universe. And then one day, like, one of my, because I didn't want to. Like, I didn't like, oh, let me do some blood magic. Like, no. I personally don't wake up in the morning and think that.
yeah. Me neither. Me neither.
And I hope a lot of people don't wake up in the morning and think that.
Me too.
Respectfully, if it works for you, great. But personally,
Yeah,
keep that shit the fuck away from me.
yeah.
And this is great. I told you it was gonna be crazy.
I love it. I'm so
No,
intrigued.
and whenever I tell people, I'm like, it's crazy. Like you're like, and they're like, oh, whatever. Like I'm sure it's not that bad. And then I say it, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, I told you. But I remember I was walking Athena, and the leash kind of caught one of my fake nails that was about to like fall off, and it totally gushing blood on my fucking finger. So I said, let me just go ahead and do this now.
Wow. If you
So
need
yeah,
some
I was like, I didn't
obvious
even have to
sign.
do anything.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. And then like it was like I completely shifted.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I just told that story for it to go online. Don't cut it out. But
Well,
I cannot believe I just told that.
I love that story. So many lessons learned.
No, and like it really like it was definitely it was some fucked up shit. But sometimes I'd be looking at that dude's Facebook and I see where he's at now, and I'm like, oh, that's what happens when you mess with people. Not to mention the first like undoing of energy I did, not the energy clearing, but like the first like removal, I guess you could say, of the spell or whatever. My dad saw him walking on the side of the road looking like absolute garbage the next day.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. So when that happened, I was like, oh, that's what you fucking get.
Absolutely.
Because we don't do that. I don't believe in like he had no reason to like even, you know what I mean? Now, if I would have done him dirty, I didn't do him dirty, but like if I would have done him dirty, like I get when people do like sometimes people need to get what they deserve. I personally don't go out of my way to like do spell work on people, but
Yeah.
like I fully wholeheartedly believe like if the universe needs to give somebody karma, they should.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I am that
Support
bitch.
it. Yeah, I support it.
No, yeah, because I'm not like a violent person, but like if you fuck with me, I fully believe that somebody needs to get it. Like
Absolutely.
that sounds, and some people don't agree with that. And like some people are like, that just
It's
don't
only
like
fair.
that. No, yeah, like my dad said a lot because my real dad's alive. We're just not like it's a it's a thing. And I'll be like, well, you can't wish harm on somebody. And I'm like,
They
just wish them peace. And I'm like, well, I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah, I'm like, why would I want I don't yeah, I'm the same way.
Goddess Athena is my favorite goddess. You think I'm that kind of person?
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
yeah, yeah. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. Wait, I want to
Oh
ask a question because I love it's a very hard left turn, totally changing the topic here. But I love your style. Like I love the
yeah.
way you dress and the way you express yourself.
You
You're welcome. Do you feel that like working with goddesses and divine feminine energy like helped you create that style, or were you always kind of easy to express yourself?
I had a feeling you were gonna ask me that question.
Really?
Yeah, I had a feeling. I was like, why do I feel like she's gonna ask me about my swag? Nobody really says that word anymore, but I do sometimes.
I actually did the
But
other day.
good
I'm talking to this guy right now. This is such a tangent, but I'm talking to this guy right now, and I was like, "You're so cool."
for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was like, you have so much swag. Like you're so cool. He was like, literally never say swag again. I was like,
Never mind.
that word.
Never mind. Forget
Yeah,
what I
never
said.
mind. I'm
Forget what I
blocking
said.
you. Fuck you. You're welcome.
Right? That's my biggest pet peeve. When they like try to be like, no, nobody says that. I'm like, excuse me, because nobody has ever said that to me. Like, I'm not. That is that gets me because that was like somebody that I like hung around like all summer pretty much. Like, I'd be like, oh, that's cute. And he'd be like, not cute. It's cool. But I just listen. I get you
Ew.
think I'm one of the bros, but I'm also a female. Like at the end of the day, like you're gonna if you want to be around me, you're gonna have to get over it. Because I'm
That's just
like I
mean.
never have people say shit like that to me. Like I'm not even I'm not even trying to like be like that, but like I'm like I have a lot of people that like me and love me and like are
Yeah.
like never change Caitlyn. Like and I'm not even trying to
Yeah.
be like that, but I think when like and maybe like you can apply this to yourself too. Like I feel like when people act like that's like a red flag and like that's not like you know what I mean? Like if they're
Well,
gonna be
it's not
rude about
authentic. It's
yeah,
like
it's not authentic. Like
yeah.
I'm not changing who I am to like make you comfortable because you have this like weird persona that you're trying to keep up.
Or like weird societal expectations of like being
That
cool.
part too. Like you can't,
Yeah, it's weird.
you know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
back to the style portion.
Yeah, yeah.
Just had to get that off my chest. I went because when I was picking out my outfit today, I have this shirt on, and
I love it.
thank you, and when I was younger, I used to mismatch my clothes a lot. My mom would be like, "What's that doesn't match?" No disrespect to my mom, I love my mom, but um, she's really great. I love my mom, but that was always my style, and I remember, I think around the spiritual awakening was when I really started connecting back with that because I was like, okay, like inner child healing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just kind of put together what I think looks cool. Like I don't really care about matching all the way or like being like I really just don't give a fuck. If I like it, I'm wearing it.
I love
And I,
that. I love
and I
that.
and like my whole room, like I just do like what I like want to decorate with, and I'm not gonna.
I love it. You
We can do
know,
a spin around.
absolutely yes. I love how all the walls are covered. That's how I like my walls in my room.
That big one.
Oh my God, I love it. Dude,
That's
we're so similar. Do you know what your Venus sign is?
no. Actually, I might be a Gemini.
Okay,
Scary.
I was gonna say Gemini Venus because I have a Gemini Venus and we have very similar like styles. Not that,
Geminis get a really bad rap. Like, is that the right word to use?
yeah, yeah, it is. But I don't care. I love them.
Okay, good. Because, girl, I'm
I
gonna be
think
real. The boy I'm kind of talking to right now, he's a Gemini, and like I hear things about Gemini men. I've been with some
yeah,
crazy Gemini men,
yeah, I've heard things as well.
but I got a psychic reading done at this festival this past weekend, and apparently she was like, "You're talking to one person right now, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, he's a safe person to be around, just
Oh,
so you know."
good. I love those
I was
readings.
like, "Okay, thank God."
Woo, no more blood magic, please. Like, can we not?
All I care about right now. Like,
Barest minimum
please
ever.
just be safe.
Can he just not prick me with needles, please? Yeah. I think I like noticed the style thing is because when I was in my last relationship that I just got out of, it was 3.5 years. And over time, I lost all sense of style. I wore the same like gray t-shirt and sweatpants every day because I was so like mentally not okay that I didn't even care to like look pretty or feel pretty anymore. You just kind of lose yourself in those kinds of toxic relationships.
I don't
And
think people will say that about boyfriend air. Because I used to
oh,
like, have you heard that about boyfriend air? Like the saying that they give it when you like just stop putting like a bunch of effort because
yeah.
like you know they don't give a fuck.
That's how you know that relationship's not for you. And I know that may be a hot take, but
I saw TikTok about that the other day and that really made sense because I get that way when I'm with men that I I've definitely noticed myself like just t-shirt and baggy pants all the time. Like
yeah,
that's not me, you know what I mean? So
no,
like
yeah, and
I
when
think that it's definitely a thing that needs to be brought to light
for
because
sure.
a lot of girls be getting confused about that.
Yeah, and I got out of the relationship and all of a sudden I'm like painting my nails again and I dyed my hair and I'm doing my makeup again and like putting on clothes that I
But
actually fucking enjoy because I think it's pretty, not because I am caring about anyone else or like it's actually a very interesting feeling to wake up in the morning and be like, what am I gonna wear like just because I like it today? It's so fun. And I notice that you do the same thing. It's such a freeing feeling, you know?
no, it really is because then you can take like some dope ass pictures and it just makes everything so
Yeah.
much more fun. No, because I love looking like a character.
Literally me too.
I love it.
Me too. I'm like, I'm embodying, like, I'm in like my witch era right now. So I'm like, anything witchy I can do, I'm doing it.
Oh, and I've gotten really into like dark clothes. Like I have a camo shirt on and like a black skirt. I used to not wear dark colors at all, and I think that has something to do with like me tapping in with my dark divine feminine energy because after that like spell work was done on me, I really changed as a person.
Yeah.
And I'm not like because and I don't even now I don't even think it's a bad thing. Like I'm very, very secure in who I am. I really like who I am. Like I really like my whole style has changed a lot. Like I look back at pictures like from before and I'm like, damn, I really was like I wore fucking baby pink all the fucking time. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I just and I don't know. I like I guess that just means I like who I am a lot better now.
Yeah. And it's easier to like express yourself when you actually find like you feel solid in your identity.
No, yeah, because I'll be so real. I love the dark. Like I'm not scared of that shit anymore. And a
Yeah.
lot of people, oh,
Hey, girl.
hey girl,
I love her.
you wanna come over here? You wanna come over here? She does it whenever I talk to her. She wags her tail sometimes. Come
Oh
here.
my
Come here.
God.
Or she just doesn't know what to do.
She's so cute. She's obsessed with you. I love her.
Hi, Phoebe. Oh, you
Oh,
want to come
I
in
have a
here?
question.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Yeah, what is it?
Do you think that goddesses have to come to you or can you come to them? Like, how do you start working with them? What do you think?
It can definitely go both ways. Hold on, I need to make sure she's not laying on my pillow.
Okay.
We're good. I don't like that. I don't like it. Sometimes, like, she'll plop down and she's like right on, and I'm like, Athena, like, not your
Yeah, can you
where I
move
lay my head
fast?
at,
Yeah. Get off where my head goes. Yeah.
right? No, I really think that you can. I think it can go both ways, but I think it's definitely like a more profound experience when they come to you. Because
Yeah.
like I fuck with Freya, and
Mm.
I fuck with there's some other ones. I should fucking know this shit. I think it's I haven't touched my Journey to the Goddess Realm deck in a minute, but I fuck with Venus too.
Love
I
that.
like her a lot. I like her a lot. Um, Obviously I fuck with Gaia,
We all should.
right? Um, but no, I don't know. I think it just goes however it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
I think people put like a very like because I was thinking about doing like a like an online class about like connecting with spirits and shit like that. And
Definitely
I'm
should do
like a
that.
little bit, I feel like it would be really good, but I'm a little bit hesitant just because like there's not, um, actually no, let me do that because there needs to be, like, I feel like more and more people are working with like spirits and they don't necessarily know what they're fucking with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just saw some shit on TikTok and they think it's okay. And like, that's not how shit be working.
Yeah. That's why I was
It's like,
asking because when I got involved with like witchcraft and working with goddesses, it was like do this, don't do this, do this, do this, do this, and got so confusing and there's so many conflicting opinions out there on how to do things. You know what I mean?
yeah. I think it really just goes however you want it to go. I always think when you're connecting with something, like make sure you say of your highest good
Yeah. Yeah.
because Dana, come here. Let's say hi.
She's like, I'm fucking sleeping, dude. Hi. Hey, pretty girl.
Pretty.
You guys, the goddess Athena is in Caitlin's room right now.
Right?
She is chilling.
She is such a character. She is a nut. She's such a nut.
I love her.
Like I wish like she was being crazy right now, Loki. Like I love that she's calm right now. But
Yeah.
like I wish people could see it like firsthand. I need to start taking more videos of her doing crazy shit because she's crazy. But like basset hounds are known for just being weird.
Are they?
Yeah. They're like there's something.
Is there anything else you want to say, like about goddesses or witchcraft or anything you want people to know?
Um, Definitely don't be scared of it. Like I feel like a lot of people get scared or they don't want to mess with the dark goddesses or anything and like hold on, what time is my thing at? Because we don't have to cut it short right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I do want to keep talking.
Okay.
I just don't remember what time my shit is.
You said you
It's
can't go
like
past 5:30.
I did say that. Um, we might be able to.
Okay.
I should like really. I'm so bad with times, and I really need to be better about that. Because I swear, being like, it's like I can't be there on the dot for some reason.
Well,
Oh, we're fine. We're fine. We could go till 6.
uh,
Obviously like we're probably not gonna do that, but like
probably not.
we don't have to be done right at 5:30.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Ooh, do you have any like, I guess those things you've kind of already said are pretty paranormal experiences, but do you have any like crazy paranormal experiences?
Um, yes, I do. So when I moved out and when I moved in with Jacob and Jeff, like we were at that point we were like family. They literally lived a minute away from my house now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm moving out. Because like my parents were splitting up at the time and like it was just a lot. Like my mom hadn't really been home a whole lot and my dad left and she was home and she was like trying to like the rules were just too much for me. So and like Jeff had been saying like if you need to come here and get your shit together, like please do. Like just so you can like clear your mind and like be away from the bullshit and like really focus on yourself. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I did. Moved in a minute, moved out a minute down the fucking street, and crazy. It's really funny now thinking about it. But like we lived in a townhouse and it had a garage. And one night, I think it was the first full moon that Jacob and I were living together. And I said, "Do you want to like write some shit on a piece of paper that we want to release and burn it?"
I love
And
that.
he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Yeah, I'm down. We'll smoke a joint too." And like that's what we did.
Yeah.
And but he was like, "Do you want to do it in the garage?" And I was like, "Why would we do it in the garage?" Like
Yeah.
he's like, "I don't know, so we don't have to like go outside and look crazy like at these neighbors because that neighborhood they we didn't need to be outside burning shit. Like, let's be so fucking for real." He was right. We could have done it on the balcony thinking about it now, but I guess it was just a good learning lesson. Don't do
For
that shit
sure.
in the house if you don't know what the fuck is in there because we knew there was a ghost. We
Uh,
would hear it running around upstairs on the floors that we weren't.
oh,
Yeah, but it never meant like it. We didn't get bad vibes. We just knew it was there, and it was like, okay, well, it's not fucking with anybody. Like,
yeah.
it's not like what do we lived there. We weren't gonna move out. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we were there, and after we fucking burned that shit in the garage, there was more spirits in, like specifically the garage. And like
Oh.
because the garage was connected to the basement. That was like my place. And so I'm sitting there. Oh, and girl was great. I had my own closet, I had my own bathroom. I had a more room than I have right now.
Yeah.
But I would like try to sleep. And it would just always feel like something was watching me.
Ew.
And I would sense shit in the garage. Like I remember I had my evil eye, one of my evil eye decorations. I had that shit on the fucking doorknob because I was like, you were staying in the garage. We can be cool. I'm sorry for burning shit. I'm sorry, but like leave me alone. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, don't be scaring me. The other one was chill. The other one was chill. He didn't fuck with me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't fuck with me. Because I can pick up on that shit. Like if there's spirits around and I sense it, like I can feel it, like I know. Like it's
Yeah.
like and I know you know that full body knowing that when you feel something. So
Yeah.
we did our little full moon ritual and all that happened. And I was like it was the timing of all this was really weird because I actually moved out a week before Jeff passed away because
Hmm.
I kept getting this feeling. I was like, you need to go back home. You need to go back home. Like, you need to go back home. Like, you need to go. Like, you need to move back in with your mom. Like, you need to. And obviously I didn't want to, you know what I mean? But I kept getting that message. I was like, something tells me that I have to. So I did. And, I did. And then a week later, Jeff passes away. But when I was finally done moving all my shit out, I got it all out and I was closing the garage door and I try to close it and the lights flicker. It
No.
starts to shut and then it goes back up. And I said, please stay here.
Oh my God.
I said, please stay in this garage. And I was like, I am sorry.
I'm
I was
so
like, but
sorry.
stay the fuck away from me, please. We're gonna be better here. And
Oh,
I left the fucking garage remote. I shut that bitch so fucking quick after that and I did. I was like, all right.
That's so insane. I would freak the fuck out.
I know it was crazy because I was like, "Are y'all mad I'm fucking leaving now? Like, what the fuck?" Like it was, and we all knew, and like Jacob and I have talked about this like a lot. We were like, something was wrong with that place. Like something was wrong. Like there was just something. There was an energy about it. Like we were all like, because I'm not even gonna lie, like we would argue sometimes, and like we would like it was just something. We were cranky, like
Yeah.
all of us were, and it was just it was, and it was not. It wasn't that we weren't like we loved each other. You know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
there was something about that house that was just made shit so incredibly off.
That's so creepy.
And that's why I say the timing of like Jeff passing, and it's just that's obviously not connected. Like wait,
No, yeah.
it's not connected like at all. I'm not crying. I'm just making sure that no eyeliner in my I had to clarify. No, it was so fucking that whole situation was so strange, so weird.
That's very creepy.
But
I've
he didn't pass away in the house though.
oh, okay.
Yeah, he didn't. Like it wasn't like anything like that. That he
Yeah.
was yeah, like it wasn't there. But like I don't know. Because Jacob and I, it's so weird how like after we moved out and like we're in different spaces, because obviously like we don't live together anymore. Like we definitely notice what it's like not living in that house and not being in it.
Oh, that's so
And every
creepy.
time, and I drive by it sometimes, and I'm like, I wonder if who's living there now knows something is off.
Yeah, I wonder.
I wonder. God bless them, whoever it is, because
You should just
that
go
shit was
ask.
freaky.
You should just go ask.
Like knock on the door. I used to live here. I have a question. Like not to freak you out, but that'd be crazy. Don't give me that idea. Because I
I
will
would.
fucking do
I
it. No,
would.
I will do it. I will. They're gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this crazy ass bitch talking about?"
Dude,
There's have the
if
ghosts been bothering you?
they just lock
Imagine.
you up. Yeah.
I
Um,
don't know how I would react if someone asked me that. Like,
I would
imagine
answer
like someone
honestly.
knocking on your door and just being like, "Hey, like, are the spirits in this house bothering you? Like, I used to live here." I'd be like,
I'd be like, what? Dude, if we say, okay, if we become friends, I feel like we
"I
would
think we
have,
will." I really liked this conversation.
no, we definitely will. I'm just saying, like, us paired together, like, on a regular basis,
I
I
feel
think
like we might be trouble.
I think we would bring the most chaos to Earth. Like, it,
We might be trouble.
uh,
But like in the but it's okay.
what are you doing with your, like, with Mystic Frequency Living? Like, what's your next big goals there?
So the purpose of Mystic Frequency Living is to make like holistic health overall a more accessible thing
Hmm.
because we're not taught this shit in school. We're not taught like how
Yeah.
to use our mind to our advantage. We're not taught how to keep our bodies healthy, and we're not taught to actually heal our bodies. And people do not realize how important holistic health is because I've had my run-ups with doctors.
Yeah.
I swear, my pediatrician, she put me on fucking Adderall at a really young age. I developed an issue. I had problems. I used to have issues, like, and the consequences of all the fucking bullshit that I put my body through hit me when, like, I turned 18. And it just the past 2 years have been a whole journey of just figuring it out
Hmm.
because every single doctor I've been to, obviously they pointed me in different directions. Like I have to go to the doctor to get blood work done just to make sure everything's good. I can't stand it because they always tell me some bullshit or they don't do the blood work that I asked them to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, really, I asked you to do this and you're not doing it because I don't need it. No, I asked you to do this.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine.
And there's been like moments where like I remember July of this year, I was actually really, really sick, and I didn't know why. I was like, oh my God, like my joints hurt. Like I was so achy, and I was like so confused because I was like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
Um, I had to quit my dab pen. I think that had something to do with it. Also,
Interesting.
my iron was just low. My
Oh,
iron was incredibly low.
that makes sense. Yeah.
And I probably saw 4 or 5 different doctors
Yeah.
about why I felt like ass and why I was progressively feeling like ass because I was worried I had some like fucking hormonal disease. And every
Yeah.
time I do the thyroid labs, my thyroid was fine. I
Yeah.
took a thyroid activator supplement, by the way, to fix that, and I did that in 3 months. Um, and it's been the same ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like I really stand on that shit because a lot of people get put on medication and like obviously I'm here like if that's what you need, like I'm here for it if
Yeah,
that's what you need. But a lot of it is not solely like it's a band-aid.
I agree. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't like taking pharmaceuticals. I take ashwagandha, I take L-theanine, I take vitamin D, vitamin B12, and magnesium for my mood. Like
Yeah.
I don't even like want to, and honestly, I'm grateful that my mom never put me on any like antidepressants or anything because obviously, if that's what people need, like, or I lied. I take hydroxine sometimes.
What is
You know
that?
what that is?
No.
It's anxiety medication, but it's in
Okay.
the same category as Benadryl, so it's not like a Xan or anything like that. But like I take that sometimes if I really need to take the edge off, but like it's like a very situational, occasional thing.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? But I really do believe that most, like obviously, if you have a broken bone, please go to the doctor. Like, there's not a home remedy for everything, but uh, and like 90%, around 90% of the brain is connected to the gut health, and like around 70% of your immune system is affected by your gut health. I was actually vegan and vegetarian for years, and I didn't have any issues with my body except for a little bit. Um, until I quit and like I started eating like real food again because I was fucking eating a lot of fucking like Beyond Burger and shit like that. That shit has so much soy in it and it's fucking with everybody's hormones. It's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
didn't have the problems that I had until then. And
Yeah.
obviously, I don't think it was solely because of that. Like, I think there's a lot of spiritual meanings to disease. I think that the reason I healed my thyroid so quick was because I was also doing throat chakra work at the
Yeah.
same time. I was listening to healing frequencies when I went to sleep for a thyroid cleanse or whatever, because a lot of people were telling me they were like, Caitlin, like, get on medication. What the fuck are you doing? And
Yeah.
I was like, all right, like, let me do my thing. Like, let me, you know what I mean? And I understand their concern, but I fixed that shit in 3 fucking months.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And I haven't had any problems since.
Yeah.
And like, I think so basically, the whole goal of Mystic Frequency Living is to make this shit more accessible. I do sound healing meditations because I do wholeheartedly believe that that helps a lot with like addiction and mental health recovery and joint pain. Just
Mm.
overall, like it's got so many benefits. It helps you sleep better. It can help with arthritis
Mm-hmm.
and inflammation and chronic pains and aches and especially if this like the sound bowls are connected to they're different notes and each one is connected to a different chakra.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been studies done that on meditations, if you align your energy centers, which are your chakras, that you can heal your body. Like, have you heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza?
Yes.
He was, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive that he was literally paralyzed and like meditated his way back to health.
Wait, really? I'm looking that up. Hold on.
I think so. I read some. It was either him or somebody that he was talking about in his book, Becoming Supernatural. But no, yeah, that's basically the whole. That's the whole purpose of it. Um,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
supposed to be an overall like spiritual wellness. Like I say, program because I'm also like shifting the aesthetic into like more 90s, 2000s. Like
Oh, love.
yeah, because it's like it's meant to make it more accessible and more like easy to reach. And since I'm getting my certifications now, because I see a lot of bullshit on the internet about like healing and shit like that. And like that's just not, and I've like had so much personal experience and I've done so much research to the point where I'm like, okay, like there needs to be something that gets the point across and is actually realistic. Like I cannot stand when people get overly spiritual and cannot be real.
Yeah.
Like, I fully believe in realism and being real about shit.
Yeah.
Some people just, and I hope that they can come to their senses one day and not be such a pushover.
Yeah.
Respectfully, I don't mean that in like a, like, obviously we're all on our own journeys and shit like that, but not everything is love and light. Not everything has to be super strict. I fucking smoke weed. I definitely don't smoke as much as I used to. I used to take like way too many dabs, way too many dabs. But like,
Yeah.
and obviously, like, there's a balance for everybody. And also the whole point of mystic frequency living too is to find your balance and find what works for you. Because what works for someone else is not going to work for
Mm-hmm.
like another person. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about learning yourself and getting to know what really works. And like, because at the end of the day, like, the economy right now is fucking ridiculous. Like, going to see a practitioner for 100+ bucks a session, because obviously holistic health is not covered by insurance if you even have insurance. And if we have this information like at our fingertips and the ability to learn yourself and take care of yourself and figure out what works and what doesn't work, because a lot of it is holistic healing. Now, of course, like, we do need different herbs and shit to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
fix ourselves. Like, that's definitely necessary. Like, I fully believe in ashwagandha, and I fully believe
Yeah.
in other shit. I like
I
I
take
used to have,
ashwagandha.
I was 15 years old and I had like double the liver enzymes that I was supposed to have.
Yeah.
15. And these doctors they were thinking I was drinking myself silly. I didn't even drink at the time.
Yeah.
I was just doing dumbass shit with my fucking body and I wasn't being honest with anybody about it. But like, there's also that like root chakra connection to the liver. And
Yeah.
like, my childhood was very unstable. So like, that kind of made sense. I don't have that issue anymore. I got that covered. But like, it's shit like that that if we just had more knowledge, because it literally breaks my heart to see girls on TikTok, like specifically younger girls, that don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
They they don't know where to start. Like, they want to get better, but they don't know what the fuck to do. And like, they don't have the money and like to like go see somebody. And it's just, it really like, I don't like that shit. Like, and that's why I just want it to be easier for people to figure themselves out. And like, even just to like start to like get yourself to like think a little bit more positive, because manifestation is very real. Like, my life used to be a shit show. A shit show. I have manifested, like, even with my family dynamic, like, I have manifested that shit to be, I have journaling, I have like journal entries of shit from years ago, and all of it has happened.
Oh, I
Like,
love that.
I am so happy and grateful. And that's all I said. Like, that's all I've written down. Like, it doesn't have to be like something complicated. And a lot of people will make this shit more complicated than it needs to be too.
Yes.
And like, spirituality and manifestation and attracting good shit into your life doesn't have to be complicated.
Yeah.
Like, it can be, and that's why, like, when I don't do like very specific manifesting rituals. Like, I used to do the like sleep with some shit under your pillow, and I used to do all that. And if that works for people, that's great. But I'd rather just like write some I'm so happy and grateful for, or that, or
Yeah.
that this happened in a journal, and like just keep it there and, focus on keeping myself going and doing what's best for myself, because then it's eventually going to come into fruition. Like, this shit doesn't have to be complicated.
I looked at the Joe Dispenza thing and it says his spine took a lot of damage, and four of the best surgeons in Southern California told him he needed a complicated operation that may not have allowed him to walk ever again. But Dr. Joe decided that wasn't good enough. In just 9.5 weeks, he was back on his feet because of a mind-body connection.
Mhm. It is right in front of us, and that's also something that really like bothers me about pretty much all politicians is, and obviously like they're not bringing this shit up for a reason.
Right.
Like, most of them are not bringing this up for a reason, because then the whole system is going to crumble. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, if we
Yeah.
all learned how to heal ourselves, there would be some industries that would totally fall off.
A lot. Yeah.
But, and like, it's no disrespect to like people that have gone to school for that shit. Like, good for them, you know what I mean? But the way it was set up, it's just not serving people. Like,
I agree.
because I took Adderall for years. And number one, I did not need that shit. Like that shit like gave me so many problems, and I really do believe that's why I have some of the issues that I had and have now, because I'm not perfect. Like I'm a crazy ass bitch. Like I'm not even gonna lie. I've
Yeah.
just learned to manage it. And like I did not need to be taking that at 14 fucking 15 years old, getting hooked
Yeah.
on that shit. Hell no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like that's like not
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
and
the
like that's an
whole,
example of like you can't just hand shit out and you can't just be like, oh, this will make you feel better. Like,
yeah.
you know, you need to like feel better and get better. There's a difference between just feeling better. It's like when I was smoking a lot of weed and like taking a lot of dabs, it's because I felt like ass. Like it wasn't because oh like I'm addicted. Like it wasn't that. Now some people might have problems with that and like obviously like get your shit figured out. You know what I mean? Respectfully.
Yeah.
Like we like
We all need
I
a
didn't need
little,
to be taking out. Yeah, I didn't need to be taking Adderall like I was.
yeah.
Like drinking that shit with coffee just to get a little add some spice to my life. Like, nah, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't need to be doing that. Absolutely not. And that's why I stopped. I was like, one day it just kind of hit me. And like, obviously, it's not as easy for a lot of different people, but like, it just hit me one day and I was like, okay, I need to stop. And I remember, because like, for most of this year, I've been like, why do I feel like ass? Why do I feel like ass? Like, what the fuck is wrong? Stress is the number one, like, the one of the number one causes of inflammation.
Yeah.
I wasn't living in alignment. I was too focused on the wrong things and I really had to like learn to like retrust faith, which honestly that's part of like what that like dark magic spell that dude did on me. That really messed up like my whole mojo that I had going on. And I really had to like rebuild that shit and really get myself back together. And I had to like I don't drink as much caffeine anymore. And like, because I'm not perfect. Like, I've definitely gone through my cycles of like not
Yeah.
taking care of myself like I need to be. And
Yeah.
like, even though like I consider myself like a wellness girly or whatever, like sometimes like, you know, it's not realistic to be on top of your shit all the time. But also, like, if you have a problem, like, it's necessary to get it checked out. And like, because I remember I had a doctor tell me to stop smoking weed like a month ago. And I
Yeah,
heard that shit. And that's some bullshit.
yeah, that's like
Like
you're
marijuana
funny.
cessation. And I said, I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Excuse me. But and then I had like one of the old homies, his friend. I like made a joke and I was like, don't do a bunch of gut health cleanses and then start eating shit again that like, you know, could inflame yourself because I was like in the hospital the night before my birthday this year because I was having the worst stomach pains that I've ever fucking had, like
Mm,
ever fucking had. Which it was definitely caused by a lot of things, like too much caffeine because I was trying to be a little like a boss baddie, but I wasn't like stopping and resting, and I wasn't stopping and like I wasn't doing what I needed to do. So I was drinking hella fucking caffeine. I was eating out like more than I needed to be because I was going out more and not really like thinking about that shit because my body is very sensitive
same.
and especially after like what I've like been through with my health, like I can't eat everything as much as I wish I could, like I can't.
Yeah.
And that and then the like apparently the dabs, you know what dabs are, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, apparently the dabs were like fucking with my stomach. And I heard the dude tell me that and I said, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. And he said, well, I used to have the same problem. He said, I used to take 20 plus dabs a day, and I was prescribed the same medication that you were. And then I stopped, and I didn't have to take the medication anymore. I
Wait,
didn't have any.
what?
Yep, yep.
People can do that and still like be alive?
You don't want to know how many dabs I was taking.
How many?
I was taking around like probably like 10 at the least
Oh
a
my God,
day.
I would pass away. One, I would pass away.
Well, yeah, now I take one and I'm out. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh my
the shit,
God.
my tolerance is lowered so much. Like, and you know, people will like talk about like, especially like with spirituality, they'll talk about like something about like being sober, like and like, more like the most respect to people that like had to do that and did it, and like you know what I mean. This is like not a disrespectful thing, but if we know ourselves, we just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you have to like be sober. And I've seen that a lot. Like,
Yeah,
I've seen a
absolutely.
lot of people talk about that. And I just want to be like, yeah, fucking smoke weed. Like,
Yeah.
get over it. But obviously, like, there's different levels. And, like, that's an
Yeah.
example of, like, finding what works for you. So I stopped. I was like, okay, like, let me make sure I got some bud just so I don't, because I've done the cold turkey thing before. Like, I've been like, I'm going to take a tolerance break.
Yeah.
My body doesn't work like that. And obviously, like, I don't need, like, I don't want to, like, sound like I couldn't stay sober because, like, that's what a lot of people will perceive that as. But, like, I just, you know what I mean? It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. But,
Yeah.
no, yeah, I, like, took took a very long break. Obviously, I don't take dabs every day or nearly as much. It's like maybe a once a week at the most thing,
Yeah,
and
that's
it's like one.
yeah, yeah. Like 20
So
and
it's like
20
about finding what really works for you. That was like a crazy story to tell because like I never would have ever thought like my smoking habits would put me like in the fucking hospital.
Yeah, I mean, when your body's tapping out, it taps the fuck out. It lets
Yeah,
you
and I think back on everything now, and I was also like trying to do that to manage stress, and like I just obviously wasn't working out very well for me. Like,
know. It actually caused more stress. Yeah.
no, yeah, because you're like humans are not meant to ingest that amount of weed at once,
Yeah,
especially that much. And I wasn't really thinking of that,
that's
like,
so
oh, whatever. Because when your tolerance hits a point too, when you don't really like feel it as much, you don't realize what you're doing. Like,
yeah, you don't realize how much you're actually ingesting. Yeah. That's so funny. Oh my
but
gosh.
yeah, that's my story. The whole point is basically just to learn ourselves and learn about different healing modalities and learn about just what we can do for ourselves. Because at the end of the day, nobody's coming to save us. We can have healers and we can have people that are like, because obviously, like a lot of us, because I don't like want to get on like the hyper independence jump and be like, nobody's coming to save us. Like, you have to do everything yourself because that is a toxic ass mindset, especially on the
Yes.
healing journey.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, I have a foot cramp. I'm trying to get it to go away. But
Me.
I don't know why that's happening. But yeah. Fuck, what the fuck?
Where's your cramp?
In my foot.
In your
But
butt?
I've learned that if that it doesn't happen a lot, but when I do that, if I press down on it like I'm trying to stand, it goes away.
Wait, in your butt?
No, my foot.
Oh, I thought you said your butt. I was like, that's interesting.
That sounds awful. That sounds so fucking bad. That never happens to me.
Oh
But
my
yeah, I
God.
just feel like we need more guidance as a society, and we need to learn more, and we need to stop stereotyping, and we need to stop acting like spirituality and wellness is a one size fits all. We also need to talk about how the wellness industry has turned to low-key a complete shit show with the things that they say is good on the front, but you look at the ingredients and you look at the zero sugars on shit. Zero sugar is not good for you. I don't care what anybody says, it's fake. And if something is fake, we don't need that shit.
Yeah.
You know
I,
what I mean? Like, and I know that works for some people, and I've heard like people are like, well, zero sugar helps with my diabetes. And like, yeah, that's great, but it's not good for you.
no, it's
You
pure
know you
chemicals.
know what I mean? Like it's terrible. And like we just need more education and more like attention on the fact that we need to be taught better. Like, why are we not reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind? Wait, let me start. Let me restart. Sorry, yeah.
Oh my God, you are killing me.
Why are we not reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind in fucking high school? Like dead ass. Like we didn't need to read those fucking fiction books. We could gain comprehension reading something that's actually valuable.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I love stoners. I could talk to you guys all day.
Hi right now, by the way. This is just me.
No, I know, but even
Okay.
even when people who smoke weed are sober, they automatically have like the deepest, like most crazy like thoughts and most honest, blunt personality, and I love it.
And like that's like because it's plant medicine. Like obviously if you overuse anything, it's not gonna be good. But I mean like Mary Jane came from the earth. Like she was given to us for a reason.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
and I also can't stand the way it's being fucking altered right now. Like fuck them fucking vape pens. They're fun every once in a while, I'm not even gonna lie. But like fuck all that shit. Fuck all this sprayed shit. I don't is weed legal in Virginia?
Yeah.
Like real weed? Like
Yeah,
or
I mean there's
just
like restrictions, but yeah, there it's legal.
okay. Because like here in North Carolina, like the real shit is only legal to like a very small amount, but then we've got THCA in fucking every single fucking letter of the alphabet. And it's like, what is that? Like, why can't we just be real? But whenever I smoke it, I feel like I get cranky. I turn into a bitch. Like, I don't feel good. I feel weird. I get
Oh.
paranoid. Like, it's not fun. And I'm like, okay, like, there's just, like, we need to fix that too. Because why is it being altered so much and making people go crazy? I think that's why a lot of people have issues now. That also breaks my heart when I see like young kids like in their like early teens getting a hold of that shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is I just want to be like, stop. Like
Yeah.
I didn't need to be smoking at the age that I was whenever I started, but like I wasn't
Yeah.
smoking that fake shit.
No.
No, like that's
You
I
gotta get
just
the real stuff, the real deal.
no, yeah, I just want I like my dream is to just start shifting things in the right direction and start educating people and start teaching people about what's really going on without, getting shadow banned on TikTok. Um,
Have you been?
Yeah, I had to make two new accounts, especially because I used to have all my content like on one account and I post like my funny shit and I'd also post my readings, but I got flagged once and I swear for a straight year, it didn't click in my head, but I wasn't getting views. Like I wasn't getting like
Hmm.
more than 500 views and I was getting so fucking pissed off. I was like, what the fuck, universe? I was like, I'm putting so much effort into this shit. What the fuck? And obviously like everything comes together for a reason like
I love
as
when
it
you go
should.
from like so mad to like, but like obviously like no fucking no harm. Like
Girl, I be talking some shit. I be like,
you're like
and
fuck
I
you
don't mean it.
die, but
I'm
also
just like,
yeah,
I got a little redneck in me, not in like a
you're
crazy
like
annoying way, but like I come from North Carolina. So
it reminds me of like you say like the most nastiest shit about someone and you're like, but who am I to judge? Like it's not my business.
we're gonna say the craziest, most feral, out of pocket joke ever, and I'm like, oops.
Literally, yeah, literally.
Like then I start talking about fucking strawberry shortcake or some shit.
Yeah, like just yeah, the switch is crazy.
But yeah, I just that's the dream. That's the goal. That's the vision. That was very scatterbrained, but
I love it.
thank you.
We summed it up well. It was good.
Thank you. I talked a lot.
I love
Took
it.
me a minute to get
Listen,
comfortable, but like,
yeah, you did great.
thank
Have
you.
you ever considered having a podcast?
I have. I've just, yeah. I'm kind of like, I actually was thinking, so I have an account made and it's called 444 All One, and it's meant to be like, it's meant to be funny, but I also want people to come on it and like talk about their stories and talk about their lives and like, like let people loosen up, but also like understand that we all need to get along as a society, regardless of what your like beliefs are, as long as we're being respectful. Like, obviously, don't be a fucking dickhead. Like, don't be like a woman hater. Like, don't be homophobic. Like, And
Yeah,
if you don't understand some shit, as long as it's not harming anyone, leave them the fuck alone. Like,
yeah,
and I think we need to be able to like coexist with each other a lot more without getting caught up on just fucking pronouns and fucking
yeah, literally.
different ways of life and where you fucking came from. Like, because I feel like a lot of people be looking at me sometimes and I was always technically like the bad kid. Like I was the one cussing in fucking fifth grade,
Yeah,
saying fuck every other word. I
me
was
too.
bad.
Me too.
But like I couldn't help it. You know what I mean? Like I was just brought up in a way that I didn't have a filter and obviously, like, you know, you get older and you learn, like, there's a time and a place for everything, and, like, but, like, a lot of, like, people just need to be more understanding,
Yeah.
like, at the end of the day. Because we talk about getting along and fucking, you know, we want the world to be a better place, we want the country to be a better place, but, like, what
Yeah.
are we doing? Because we're all on frequencies of anger and hatred and
And
ridiculousness, and
judgment.
we're acting out, and where we think that we're doing something by, like, being just feral with each other, but if we cannot have conversations,
Yeah.
like real, like mature conversations, like there's a problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely need to make an effort to be less judgmental and more accepting of other
Oh
humans.
yeah. And like that's the whole goal with that. I haven't started it yet. I haven't got it all put together yet. I also kind of want Mystic Frequency Living to have a little thing of its own. I just haven't necessarily
What do you mean? A little thing of its own.
like I don't know. Like talk about different topics.
I definitely think you should have a podcast.
I'm definitely going to.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to.
You should,
It's in the
especially
works.
especially like Mystic Frequency Living podcast. I know that's a long name, but like it works. It found sounds
No, but I
cool.
feel like it would be good. I feel like it would be really, really good.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up. Do you have anything
Yeah,
else you
we
want to share?
we talked for almost 2 hours.
Yeah,
Holy shit. And this is our first time talking.
I know. We could talk for years and
We probably
years.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to share with the audience?
No.
Okay. How can people find you and work with you and get more of you?
Okay. I have Mystic Frequency Living on Instagram and TikTok. I also have a Facebook, but I don't really be using Facebook as much. It's just for people in my area, getting more like traction to my sound healings and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Mystic Frequency Living on Instagram, TikTok. I'm in the process of making a website. And then we have the Patreon. We have the Divine Feminine Portal Patreon, which has exclusive meditations and weekly readings and other stuff that I psychically channel. There's the Goddess Gang group chat. My vision is to have a whole group of females all over the world that like just help support each other and connect with each other because we all need to be getting along better.
Yes. Love that.
No, yeah. And my personals are Strawberry Shoddy on TikTok and
I just love my
Instagram.
name.
Thank you. I actually got the name from this boy that I met on TikTok.
From
He said
what?
that should totally, this boy that I met on TikTok, he was like, that should totally be your producer name. I said, you know what? That's fucking genius, and I'm
That
keeping it.
is. It is
No,
genius.
yeah. And I've got the little dollar sign and the S's too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. I love it.
Thank you. I do have another brand called Divinely Dope that's dropping sometime this year. I
Okay.
make these necklaces. I also make art, but that's going to be like its own separate thing. I actually gave Eneli Chapa a necklace one time when I met him and he wore it. And like it's in his YouTube video. It like this was before I had anything put together, but like it's in his YouTube video from when he went to the White House and like it's in his TikTok and yeah.
What?
I said that so casually. I should have talked about that earlier, but like
Oh my
yeah.
God, that's
I've been
very
meaning to make a
cool.
story time video of it, but I've been planning to like make that video when I get my shit together. So it'll like kind of like
Yes, yes,
shine a light on that. But
yes.
yeah, this is
Okay,
before
great.
he got big. Like he's fucking huge
So
now.
cool. He's huge. Yeah, that's a big deal.
I know that's like some really cool shit. I forget that happens sometimes because I don't like to like make it a big deal.
Right.
Like, because like people are fucking weird. They want to be my friend all of a sudden. I peep that shit. Not that I'm gatekeeping myself, but I peep that shit. Like I think it's strange. Anyways, that's
Anyway,
where
yeah,
you can find me,
I will link all
everybody.
of it in I'll link all of it in the episode notes. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
sharing all of your life experience and like everything that you talked about.
Thank you. Thank you for like having me.
Of
This
course.
was great.
Anytime.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to rate and review Divine Gossip on whatever platform you listened in on. Head to themackenziecollective.com to work with me further. If you have any questions or have any topics you want me to cover or any guests you want me to have on, please email all of that to info@themackenziecollective.com or go to the episode description to fill out my Google form. I love you. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.